Okay, in this video I'll show you how to resolve the first problem defined from the homework defining classes from the softuni.bg academy. So this is how the problem looks like. Define a class person that has name, age and email. The name and the age are mandatory. The email is optional. Define properties that accept non-empty name and age in the range 1 to 100. Okay, so pretty much you can read it by yourself. And what else? You have to make two constructors. The first taking name, age and email, and the second taking everything but mail, and implement the toString method to enable printing persons at the console. This means that we should make an overwrite of the toString method. So let's simply start. Open a new project. Would be definitely a console project. Okay, my console application, and we'll call it by the name of the problem 1 persons. Okay, problem 1 persons. Okay, wait a little until the project is generated and we start. We also change the program, the class. We'll call it person. And you see here it's also changing, cleaning a bit, not a lot but just these things, and starting. I'll just use notepad to copy this so it doesn't take so much. And define a class a person and that has a name, age and email. Okay, we will not use here the main method, just the class person, and we have a namespace problem 1 persons, which is quite a good namespace. So we need name, age and email, and they will be private. Okay, the name is a string definitely, the age is a string, is an integer, and the email is a string. Yep. And let's start building the two constructors. The first one is taking the name, the age and the email. And string email, and this is what it would do, and I'll now define it later. Easier. This age would be age would be with big one and here with small one. So the idea is that this person would have this age and it would be equal to this age, which is here. So this one has this one is equal to this one is taken from here. I hope that you see also my mouse pointer. So this dot name, with the name it would be the same thing, would equal name from there, and this dot email with a big one would equal email. Okay, and now we should make the second constructor. The second constructor will be looking like this. For building a person, the second constructor would inherit from the first one. And it would not have an email. We need also to put some stuff here. Yeah. Okay. Now let's build the properties. The properties would be public string name, and you see once we build the properties they would not more be read there, I hope. And except for public string name we need to build public string email and public string it's not string, public int h. Okay, we need a getter and a setter within the properties, each one. So let's start with the name. Property of indexer cannot be assigned to, it's read only, of course it's read only. As far as we haven't played a little with the get and the set things. Let's start with the name and assign it correctly. So name, what should be in the name? We should have a getter and a setter. Yeah, you see, now name works. It's not more anymore red. Getter and setter, getter and setter. And now we don't have red anymore here. Let's try to fix to put the getter of the name. So what should the name return once we have something? So we should use the keyword return and then this and name and colon. So we have two options to make it like this to be fancier. So I'll make it like this, like fancy stuff. And we also need a setter, and in the setter we had something that it should be non-empty name. In case of invalid argument, throw an exception. So for the setter we should check whether it's non-empty. How we should do it? With a simple if, and because it is a string we use string, and there is a is null or empty. Just value. So if this is the case, throw new argument exception, and we write your name is not valid column. And if it is valid, not the case, we just skip this if and we simply set it. Yep, that's the truth. Let's go with the email. What should we do with the email? Well, about the getter, it's simply like the name. Simply return this dot, not name but email. Yep. what about the setter? In the setter we should check something for the email, whether it is valid or not. Let's go back here. For the email that accepts either no or non-empty string containing at. Let's check it out. How we should make it with the email. We had either non-empty or containing. It would be again with an if, and we should check whether the value is different than null. So it's another way of checking like this. Or and the value length is zero, or just to find the or sign. Where here is the or sign. I could have written it. Value is not then throw new argument exception, which would be named your name, your email is not valid, just this. Okay, so last with h. So when we want to get the h, it would be as simple as return this dot h. I hope. And when we want to set it, setting an h, we had to check again what do we want to do. Define properties that accept non-empty, and the h is in the range of 1 to 100. Okay, people above 100 are not allowed in our program. Let's put it 200 because let's allow people above 100. If value is between 1 and value is over 200, then throw new argument exception. Your age is not valid. Yep. And this age equals value. This is something that we also forgot here for the email. This email so what else do we have to do? Let's see. Implement the toString method to enable printing persons at the console. Okay, it's something strange, but let's do it. This means that we're going to override the method. With other words, we are telling the method, hey method, we want you to do whatever we want you to do. Yeah, you're doing what we're telling you, and you don't have the chance to select anything. So how do we do this? With a public override. Public override string to string, return base to string. Okay, not exactly like this, but return string dot format, and yeah, what do we do next? Return string format. Yeah, and let's say hi, my name is, put a 0 here, I am, put a placeholder here, old, and my email is, we should check whether he has an email. Okay, so let's do it like this with two strings. I'll just comment this part. Okay, comment it like this. Like this, yeah. Out. And we simply use this name and this age here, and we'll put like this a check whether this email is a null. So if that's the case, we will write, and I do not have an email. Okay, and if this is not the case, we would write rather the following: just simply email with parentheses like this, email, and email would be this dot email with big one. And we need a call. Let's see what it doesn't like. It doesn't like this thing, I think. First like this. Yeah, no more red things. Nothing. Think we are okay. So let's start with the printing things. For the printing, I'll make a new class, as far as I am able to. Add the class, and in the class I'm going to call it people, or how I call it, class 1. Okay, I'll simply call it people. Okay, and we're in the same namespace as you see, class people, and there I need a static void main. And parentheses for the arguments that are not existing, and there I would create a list of persons. List of person, and I'll call it people, or people with small, and this would be a new list of person. Yep, the arguments which I'm not entering. Let's continue, and here I'll set a new person. His name would be Vitos. He would be 29, and a new person, his name would be again Vitos. He'll be again 29, and he would have an email. I'll simply write vitos@myemail.com. That's not my email, please do not write me this email. You can contact me somehow else, and I'll build two more persons like Vitos. The one would be Vitos Dornov, 129. The one would be Vitos Academy 112 years old, and this would be his email. Okay, what's wrong here? Why it is red? Any ideas? Syntax error, comma is expected. Yep, that's true. Comma is expected. Building the list. These are all these things, and it should be here. Yeah, thanks for telling me. So once we create the list, let's think we should somehow be able to print this list, and let's see. So with the object people, which we have just created, we'll use for each and the link. So for each people we have, I'll just say vit. That's the nice thing with the link. You don't have to declare some things, actually you declare them in the link. And for each one you use console dot write line to string, and here vit. Was it like this, or should I continue checking more? Okay, it's not like this. Let's check whether it could be vit. Write line to string. Okay. Console write line. Probably it should be to string and then vit. Let's check how it was there. To string. Okay. Should it be like this? Let's check. No. No overloads for method. Takes one argument. Okay. Okay. So here with MSDN we found an article how to overwrite, and actually we need to put the parentheses here, and we simply need to put vit and then to string, and press Ctrl and F5 and it exploded. Why? The best overlaid match bool has some invalid arguments. That's kind of funny. What is the invalid argument? People for each to string. Just a second. Yeah, right line. The best overlay still invalid arguments. Name, age, no. Looks pretty good to me actually, but oh, this is like this probably. And check again. Wow, it works really. Yeah, to string is a method. So hi, my name is Vitos, I'm 29-year-old. Probably I should go to full stop, and I do not have an email. Email mymail.com. My name is Vitor Janov, I'm 129 years old. That's a lie, and I do not have an email. Yep, it works. So okay, of course toString should have these fancy things, fancy parentheses, because it's a method. and every method needs parentheses for arguments. This is how C# is built. We also have here for the main method. So that's all for me. Thanks for watching. Bye.